Hey guys, I felt it was high time for some more pointless speculation on my part. In the spirit of the segment, I'm just sort of winging it, so excuse any awkward syntax or ideas being all over the place. Today I'm going to be talking about my predictions for the March 2010 ban list and format if I have any time. People love looking forward to and discussing what's going to happen in the game, almost as much as they love complaining. But unfortunately, most of the people who discuss the ban list don't really have much of an idea as to how Konami works. They try, players try to come up with lists that promote skill and come on, guys! Skill in a children's card game, it's not going to happen. The ban list is primarily driven by money. Konami is a business after all, so they have to make a game that's fun and exciting. But if they made it totally balanced, it would probably die. Never set foot in the ban and restricted list discussions forum on Pojo, by the way. Don't do it. Your head will melt. It's so stupid. Anyway, luckily Kevin Tewart recently posted some insight as to how the behind the scenes work in the Konami R&D works. Kevin Tewart is basically the man in charge with Konami of America. He's like senior R&D and product manager, something like that. I don't know his exact position, but he's important. And that insight is very helpful when it comes to predicting the next ban list and stuff. First of all, they don't like cards that over-centralize the game and hurt deck diversity. Like Solemn Judgment at 3. That card was ridiculous. People felt like they had to have a playset of it in everything, or they couldn't compete. That was not healthy, so they limited it. Konami also doesn't like cards that too easily advocate OTKs, so 1-for-1 at 3 is a good example of that. It was stupid. And Mindmaster was part of that, I guess. Whatever. And then sometimes they just throw random WTFs out there, just for the sake of testing stuff out. And dang it, they don't like hitting theme support if they can avoid it at all. That's also important. So I just took a gander at the current ban list and current metagame, and I sort of figured that stuff like this is going to happen. Okay. For stuff that's going to become more lax, as for stuff that's currently banned that might come off, there aren't that many things. Personally, I think it's high time for Tsukuyomi to come back to 1. Tsukuyomi basically isn't any better than Grandwall in the current format, so it probably won't do much harm at 1. I can't see it wrecking the game. It's only good if you're already winning, just like Grandwall. It goes in different decks than Grandwall, so yeah. If they really want to throw out something crazy, we might see Time Seal, we might see Magician of Faith, but I think those would be pretty bad mistakes to make, so I hope we don't see those. Things that are going to be taken off of the limited list to semi or unlimited. Snipe Hunter. People don't really use Snipe Hunter anymore. It's inferior to Briannock. And it's just, it's a sacky card. People just don't like it in general. I don't see it being used if it was unrestricted somehow. I think Smashing Ground is about to follow in Fisher's footsteps and become unlimited, because people hardly even use the 1. I don't think any decks outside of various stun builds would use 3 or even 2. So unlimiting that probably wouldn't make much of a difference. It's only a simple 1-for-1 anyway. We might see Mystical Space Typhoon go to 2 if they're a bit overzealous. I personally don't like the idea of MST at 2, but with all the people QQing about Starlight Road, you never know. Mind Control might go to 2 if something else happens. I'll get to that in a moment. United We Stand might go to 2 or 3 if they're a bit crazy. Right now I think United We Stand is a bit too powerful, but people don't use it, so who knows. As for things that Goblin Zombie, that might go to 3 if something else happens. I'll get to that in a moment too. Now, as for stuff that's going to be more strict, there's going to be a few things, I imagine. First of all, semi-limits. Charge of the Light Brigade. This card is... it's theme support, but it's being splashed everywhere. There are like 5 different decks that use a playset of Charge, and it's just becoming reinforcement of the army all over again, except worse. Solar Recharge might go to 2. I don't like the idea of hitting that, but it's also being splashed, so dumb. Black Whirlwind to 2. If anything in the Blackwing deck is a problem, it's Black Whirlwind, but you can't really do anything more than this to it, because the deck would just fall apart, become sackier than it already is. It's stupid. Honest might go to 2, considering the reprint and the fact that it's just really, really splashable and deadly light support. I don't know. And then lastly, Tragodia might go to 2. It's safe to say that Kevin Tuert thinks that limiting or banning Tragodia would be a joke, but considering how cryptic he is, he might be considering semiing it. I don't know. Limits. Okay, top of the list as far as I'm concerned. Burial from the Different Dimension. This card is a really, really stupid enabler, and it makes all sorts of just really, really dumb, overpowered moves possible with otherwise balanced cards. Mizuki might go back to 1. Burial and Mizuki at 1 might be overkill, so it's probably going to be one or the other. Brianok is obviously going to go to 1 if Konami has any sense at all, since it's already limited in the OCG. More Lightsworn hate. Lumina might go to 1 to curb the OTKs, so Lightsworn shift gears and focus on being a reverse toolbox rather than being an OTK deck. An OCG exclusive right now, but I think it needs to be hit. Mago Shinju Kerberyl. This is a tuner. If you discard it, you special summon it. It's a mandatory effect, goes off when discarded in any fashion. It's basically a free tuner in so many decks. It's dumb. Lightsworn, discard it with Lumina, bring back Lila, bring back Kerberyl, pop an ST with Lila, sink all for Mistworm or Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and it's just such a massively crippling move. It's dumb. Yeah. Since it's wrecking in the OCG right now, I could see a limit being placed on Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. I don't like limiting fusions because fusions are underplayed, but this thing is just way too good considering you can drop it for free. Yeah, stupid. More OCG love. TCG doesn't give this card much respect, but Level Eater is probably going to go to 1 because it's being abused like crazy. Bans. Okay. Brain Control. It's got to go. It has to go. It's not healthy for the game. It has to die. I would not miss it. 1 for 1. We might see a preemptive ban on 1 for 1 due to some future releases. The card is just becoming an instant OTK way too easily. And then maybe Return from the Different Dimension, just to nip the problem of Junk Collector OTK at the bud. I don't have any more time, so I guess that's it. Later, guys. Hope I didn't miss anything.